This is a funny story that came to mind. I was very good friends with Will Smith Sr., Will Smith's father, and I used to go down to his house all the time. He lived on Pier 5 down in Philadelphia. And when I would go down to see him, he had a Jeep Cherokee that he used to drive. And it was just an old Jeep Cherokee, nothing special about it. And I remember we had to go someplace, and he said, "Oh, jump in the car, George." And I get in a car with him, and he turns on the ignition, and every single warning light was on. And I go, "Mr. Smith, there's something wrong with the car." He goes, "Oh no, it's fine." He says, "It starts, it runs, it's fine." I said, "Yeah, but all these lights." He said, "I had to pay no attention to them." And I just thought that was the funniest thing. He didn't really care if the lights were on. The car drove, and he was okay with that, and he was fine with that car. But later on, Will bought him I think it was a 7 Series BMW, and he got the top of the line with all the options in it, and they went through it and they showed him the car, and I think I said this in another story, but it's kind of funny. He told me that we were talking one day, and he said he couldn't figure out something on the navigation or something like that in the car, and he got his BMW from the same place I was getting mine, and I had a long relationship with the guys at BMW, and I happened to be in there, and I told him, I said, "It's funny, Mr. Smith doesn't know how all this stuff works." And the next day I get a call from Mr. Smith, and he goes, "What did you do?" And I go, "What do you mean?" He says, "Oh my God, George," he says, "it's like there's like a ton of these BMW people all came down to my house because they wanted to make sure I understood every little thing of how it worked. And if there was any issues, they wanted to take care of it immediately." I will go, "Well, that's good." He goes, "No, that's not good." He says, "I don't want to hear from these people. If I put the key in the car, turn it, and it starts, I'm fine. I don't need anybody else telling me anything else about this car." And I go, "All right." I said, "I didn't mean to cause any problems." He says, "No, no, no." He said, "But, you know, just leave it alone. In the future, don't tell BMW that my car's not running properly." And I thought that was just a funny thing. Mr. Smith passed away, I think in 2016, and I miss him dearly. He was a really really good family friend. You could He's one of those guys you could go and just go visit and just knock on the door, and it's like going to your aunt or uncle's house. He said, "Come on in," and we just talk about anything. Uh, he was a really great guy. Okay, there you go.